I always want to call people like turkeys or yahoos or like when it's you and Emmy, goofballs or cornballs or I like it. Oh, but hey, you guys, come on. Let's start for real. I got some music to play and some whistling to do. Let's do some whistling together. Everybody now. Everybody now. Whoa, sorry, I didn't mean to move that so soon. What I meant to do was all my puppets fell out. What are you guys all doing out here? Hi, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Kind of forgot it was a holiday. Hopefully you guys are going to barbecue and relax in some cool water later today. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know if we are. We'll find out. But maybe we'll draw a dragon right now. And we're going to draw a fire-breathing dragon. Is anybody else in on the poll? There's a poll up. There's a poll that's happening. Hi, everybody. It's me. Happy Memorial Day. Can you guys see the poll? We've got 2 votes for fire-breathing dragon. Ooh, but we're tied. Kitten Dragon tied with Kitten Dragon on Wednesday. So there's a poll that's up right now for what to draw in our final week of our every morning weekday draw dragon stuff. I got another poll ready to go for you. I'll probably send it out tomorrow, but it's what to do with draw dragon moving forward. What do we do next week? I'm not going to do the every morning at 10 a.m. thing, so we got to figure out what's going to happen. What's going to happen to draw a dragon? That's a little rap I just made up. It's probably going to be a hit. But today we're doing a fire-breathing dragon. So get all your red and orange and yellow colored pencils ready. Get your piece of paper and prepare yourself. My dragon is going to be on the left, breathing fire to the right. Is this better? It's pretty dark. Pretty dark. There's just no, it's been 2 months and we just haven't never figured out how to do this glare.
Mine's going to be on the right, breathing fire to the left.
Stella's going to have a dragon breathing fire to the left. Hi, River. I think Mopani showed up too. Hi, Mopani. What's up? Here we go. Here's what we're going to start with. I'm going to start with a big open mouth. The top of my mouth is a little bit longer than the bottom of my mouth. Oh, you can't see a thing, can you? No, you can't, because that is just the way things are going today. How about now? Can you see now? No. Can you see now? Barely. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I can't take it. I just can't take it. I'm kidding. I can take it. Here's what I'm drawing. I can turn the light off here, and then it just becomes really dark. So we're going to leave the light on and just try and avoid the glare.
Why did you put a muffler over?
Okay. So, yeah, put a muffler over the light. Good idea. Here's our open mouth, breathing fire. This is going to be the top of our dragon. So we'll have like a little nostril area here. This is all my planning, you guys. This is Geo scribble planning. Don't get too carried away. Nostril area, snout area. This is kind of like crocodile style dragon. Here's going to be eyeball area in here somewhere. I don't like that bump went up a little bit too high. I didn't like it. Maybe a little hook coming over the edge there. What? Is it going to be like a big, will it be like a pelican dragon? Like maybe this type of dragon keeps fire in its big pelican pouch? Or do you want like, keep it tight? We'll keep it tight. Let me do some cleanups here. Here's going to be our little spiky chin. Just planning. And then, of course, teeth. But the fire, you guys. The fire. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have my little eyebrow ridge. Maybe some spikes will go along here. Eye right in here. The eye, when you're drawing a dragon, you can see really well with the light off. Oh, it's just so dark. You won't be able to see any colors at all. Everything will be blue.
Well, then you'll turn the light on when you color.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna be bold today. Forget it. I've got a marker pen right here. I know what I'm doing. Let's just do it like this. Here's what I'm gonna do. Now I've got enough of my plan together that now you guys can draw with me if you want. All right. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna start with that top. There's my top jaw. Okay. I'll just go all marker pen today. I'm going to put a little hook on it so it has a little bit of a beak. Okay. And I do want to have my big nostril in there. I'm going to color it in. I'm putting little lumps on there, like the little scale lumps. And notice how my nostril comes on the inside, on towards me, this side of the line that I'm using to show the head. That's going to show that the head is behind the nostril and there's a piece of dragon skull and bone that's going to come up to make the nostril in between. Okay. Now I'll put like some little bumps here because I don't want this dragon to look too smooth. Okay, so I've got little scaly bumps going all the way back. And now here's where it's hitting the ridge for the eyes. Okay, my little eye ridge. And now here is where the eye is going to actually be. And I'm going to make the bottom of the eye ridge. All of these little lines, all of those little curls are very, very helpful for showing textures and bumps. And now here's the eye. You guys ready for the eye? When a dragon is really breathing fire, you got squinty eyes. So we're going to do squinty eyes on this. You ready? Okay. Here's eyebrow coming forward, or eyelid coming forward. And now here's the squinty eye of my dragon breathing fire. Two lines. They starts as one solid black line. And then as it comes back here, at the end of my eyelid is where all of my little wrinkles and creases are. Okay. And this is going to show that it's really squeezing its eye closed tight. All of the eyelid lines are going to disappear into this one dark section right up here. Okay. I don't usually, well, when I'm just doodling, I love to just doodle with pen. But when I'm working on like a real drawing that is for either a piece for somebody else, or if it's a final draft of something, I always do tons of pencil and then pen. But this is working really well for the camera. So we're just going to do it like this for the camera. I'm going to put some little bumps on there, maybe some little spikes. Maybe there's like a row of scales / spikes that comes up. It's almost like lips, but they're like scale lips. You don't have to do these if you don't think they're cool, but for some reason, I think this dragon would have scale lips, and maybe they like disappear down here. Now, I don't like my dragons to just the mouth to come all the way down to a point and then just straight out. I like to put like there's like this cheeky stuff. A membrane would be like a scientific term for it, but it's like cheeky, foldy stuff that connects inside the mouth so that it doesn't go just back to a point. There's like this flap of skin, and I don't know where I picked that up. I picked it up from somebody's dragon drawing that I saw once upon a time, probably years and years ago, because I've been doing it for a long time. That's going to be the bottom of our jaw. And now I'm going to put teeth along that top jaw. Okay. All sorts of fun teeth. Maybe continue this little cheek line all the way around. Just showing that it's squinting its eyes so much and it's opening its mouth so wide that it's just pulling on a lot of different parts of its dragon face. That's what I want to show with these extra lines and stuff up here. If you guys, really fun drawing, really fun drawing exercise is just go to the mirror and just make faces in the mirror for a while and look at what happens when you start tweaking your face muscles. Look at all the different bizarre pulls and pushes that happen on your face. It's pretty incredible. I like to do it when we're brushing teeth, just making faces in the mirror. It's pretty fun. All right. So I just made all my teeth, just another row of teeth, same way that I did the one up top. I like it when the teeth don't all, I definitely don't want to do teeth in just a straight row. Here, I'll get a piece of scratch paper going. I don't like doing teeth like this. Here's how I don't like doing dragon mouths. I like to put that little cheek membrane in there because I don't like it to just come all the way to a point. And I don't like doing teeth like this. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I like it when there's different amounts of space in between the teeth and when the teeth can have like totally different shapes, each and every one. Like some of them a little bit more rounded, some of them more pointy. I just think that this bottom thing has a little bit more character than this one up here. And oh, eraser down, eraser down. Okay, let me put some horns on this dragon. I want this dragon to look dragony. So for these horns that I'm putting on the snout, I'm going a little bit back. So that line curls a little bit back towards the back of the head, and then much more dramatic curve for that front line. And I'm going to make them smaller and smaller as we get towards the snout here, a little bit further apart too. Yeah, it's kind of like a mohawk. And now back here is where we're going to have our horns. And we're not going to be able to get our horns because we're going off the extreme edge of the page. You know, for a fire-breathing dragon, the extreme edge of the page that we're going to have to use is this one.
Extreme edge of the page.
Oh, feels good. That's the way to start a week, you guys. All right. So now I've got a horn going off the side of my page. And again, I'm using all of these little, see how this curls in? Every time you do that, you're creating this fun little texture in your dragon skin. Curl in, but not connected. Curl in, but not connected. Just makes it look like there's this little protuberance. I don't know what word I'm saying right now. Protuberance. Protuberances. Prussians. The Prussians. We're talking about the Prussians, you guys. All right. So there's a horn. Let's make this is the other horn on the other side would be, let's see, would come out maybe, we would see a little bit of it. So we'll be able to draw it over there. And now same thing where I have when these little spikes connect back in to the cheek. I'm making a little spike. Watch. Here's what I'm doing. I'm making a spike following the outline of this big chin. And then where it meets the body, I'm curling it in, not connecting it. And then I'm giving it more of a place to sit with that next layer. Okay. Maybe this one's further in on the face. Maybe this one's in here. Maybe this one's like facing everybody, so you can't really even tell. Another one in there. I'm just going to put these all over just to make it look like super spiky. How spiky can you get? How spiky can you get? I'm just in a beatboxing mood today, I guess.
You're a beatbot today.
I'm a beatbot. I am a beatbot. Wait a minute. Is that Liam on a computer that says Heidi? This is like super rad Twitchell family party going down. Good morning, Liam. All right, I'm going to put some more little bumps and stuff on my dragon. Bump, bump, spike, 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 spike. Whoa, that one got a little bit thick on me. That's all right. All the way down the chin. And right here is where it's kind of going to disappear. And then just like I had that scaly row of lips on the top, let's do a row of scaly lips on the bottom. And again, if you don't like scaly lips, then just don't do them. I don't usually do these, but I felt like this fire-breathing dragon should have it.
To protect its lips from its own fire?
Yeah, because it's like, you know, when you go up to the snow, or if you're going out, it's going to be really sunny or windy, you got to put on chapstick. Well, dragons need to protect their lips from fire. So there's my another row of lip scales. I'm just going to continue the neck kind of off the page, right off the extreme edge of the page. And I'm going to continue this part of the neck right off the extreme edge of the page. Super open mouth fire breathing happening right now, you guys. This is intense. Now, time to draw the fire. There are so many fun ways to draw fire. Look, if you guys like drawing fire, and Liam has like made almost every dragon a fire breathing dragon. So Liam, you're probably a pro at this already. But for everybody else, for anybody else who wants to put the fire on there, let's go over some different types of fire. All right, there's Fred. This is Fred. Emmy just drew one, so you can check out Fred's fire. Is this Fred's fire? No, it's not Fred's fire. That's his tail. Okay. Fred looks really friendly. Maybe not so much fire on Fred.
Friendly. You can look at
Yeah.
his eyes.
His eyes are friendly. Oh, that's a good fang. Hey, Em, can I show people how to do the fire now? I was going to do some fire here. I got to do some fire. Okay. Here's one way to do it. This is like the most traditional way. If the mouth is here, right? There's your mouth. You just kind of come out with a bunch of spikes like this. Everybody's going to know what that is. And then if you want, you can do another row inside. This is a good way to do fire. Ah, that's a great way to do fire. A similar thing to this, check this out. We'll do another mouth up here. Just some options. This is the mouth. This is a quick version. And then same idea is down here, but this time if you do some curls. So now it's not as uniform. This looks like a big tongue of fire also. And you can do the same thing on the inside, where you do another thing on the inside where you do little curly cues and just make it look, okay? Fire, this is like lightning exploding fire. This is like, whoa, tongues of fire. And for both of these, you can add little, this is a really helpful thing. If you add little, these are little like teardrop shapes almost. And here you can just add little bursts and it makes it look like there's fire coming out.
What's another way to draw fire?
Now, another way to draw fire is both of these are really contained. See how I've got a line that goes over everything? Well, what if I'm going to take some ideas mainly from that second idea. Okay. I'm going to take some ideas. I got my planning pencil out here for a second. You're not going to be able to see a thing probably. And I'm going to do all kinds of fire coming out. And I'm just going to sketch a bunch of scribbly fire bits. Okay. Bunch of scribbly fire bits. Bunch of scribbly fire bits. And you have to roar when you do this. It's just not going to work right. Okay. Now, I'm going to do kind of a combination of 1, 2, and then I'm going to add some elements of a third one. Okay. To make it look like the fire is rushing out, I'm going to have all of my tongues are going to be pushed this way. Like, okay. But I'm not going to connect any of these lines. I'm going to have tongues of fire on the inside. I'm going to have tongues of fire on the outside. So here we go. I just want all this energy to feel like stuff is coming out. So what I'm going to do also is every once in a while, I'm going to have these movement lines to show that this is moving. It's going to show, oh, yes, indeed. And I'll show you, watch what we'll do. We'll come up, we'll have like a big tongue of fire coming out here. This is actually pretty cool. Watch this. And then on the back side of this, we'll go whoosh, 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 to make it look like it's the back side of it is still moving as it's coming out of the mouth. These are some like comic book superhero tricks. Okay. We'll do another one here. We go shoo, 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 shoo. And I'm just making fiery shapes all the way across my page. And then every once in a while I'm doing
you got to the extreme edge of the page.
And we got to the extreme edge of the page. And I'm doing these movement lines too to show that this is like a jet coming out of this mouth. I want it to be very exciting and look like it's just like shooting out of there. Okay. Now, let me do a simplified version of this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I basically did this. I basically took number 2. If this was number 1, I basically took number 2. And instead of just doing it all with solid lines, sometimes I did solid lines. And then sometimes, instead of a solid line, I would break it up. Right? So it's kind of the same shape as that, but it's just broken up a little bit, because when you make it broken up like that, it helps it feel like it gives it a little bit more life and movement. Okay. So I'm going to do the same basic thing with it broken up, same basic shape. And now I'll put in some of those movement lines. Okay. So I'm trying to do basically the same thing as here, but some of the movement lines are on the inside. Some of them are on the others. Some of them are on the actual fire itself. Okay. So this was my third option that I chose. But if you like this, do this. If you like that, do that. If you like this, do this. And I've got all sorts of little tongues of flame and stuff coming out. And then on the inside, let's put some more fire on the inside. Just more little tongues of flame and fire. Fire, lots of fire.
I like that much better than just on the outside.
Okay. This is fun. It's very possible to overdo it here, but it's just so fun to just keep making little tongues of flame that I'm just going to keep making some little tongues of flame. All right. Now remember, the hottest part of this fire is going to be right here in the mouth. And if you guys know anything about the hottest part of fire,
It can be blue.
the hottest fires are white and blue. I'm going to skip over the blue probably.
Oh.
But the way to make it look like your fire is a little bit more realistic. Let's get some colors out. You guys done with your drawing? If you guys are still drawing, go do some more drawing. Go ahead. But I'm about ready to do some coloring here. So I'm going to get my colored pencils sharpened. I don't even have any erasing to do because I did it in black pen today. Oh man, I have one more fun thing to show you. This is a really fun thing. If you want to make it look like your dragon, sorry, here's our dragon. Eye closed, nostril, horns. If you want to make it look like your dragon is burning something up, if you draw like inside of the flames, it would be dark, dark, dark. So if on the inside of the flames, I draw this and I leave some space in between each of the shapes, you can make it look like this poor knight is getting burned up. Especially if you like make part of it look like it's turning into like little dusty particles. Like maybe it's just getting...
If you do it too dark with another piece of paper underneath, it could bleach onto that other.
So this is a good way to make it look like something is getting burned up, okay? So you draw it really dark inside the fire, and then these little dots are like the particles turning into ash and blowing away in this big breeze, okay? You can make it more detailed if you want to be really grim about it. How grim do you want to be? Should I keep showing you grim and gruesome things to put in the fire? Yes, I should. All right. So you could do things like you make like little skeletons to put in there. I know. It's just fun for me. It's like a little skull. You put a little skull in there and it's like, oh, you can put bones in there. Oh no. Ah. And of course, you got to put the little dissolving bits going this way. Okay. Rib cage. All right. So that's those are ways to make it look like stuff is getting burned up in the fire. I don't know why I chose knights to get burned up. You could put anything in there. You could put trees in there if you want to put like a bunch of trees, a castle. Put all sorts of stuff in there. Ooh, I'm getting a phone call and I can't see my phone. You guys see it? Sorry, it's muted now. All right, but I'm just doing fire, straight up fire. All right, and I've got my yellow colored pencil. I've got an orange colored pencil. I'm gonna do another orange and a couple of reds. All right, and a really light blue and a white. Here are my colors. Oh man, we'll see what's going on there. I don't know what's going on there. More orange. White's ready to go. Light blue. Ready to go. I need a dark red. That's not dark red. I got a dark red here. This one is just kind of pink. I'll take that pink and then there's my dark red. I got my colors ready. We're ready to go. I'm not gonna worry about coloring the dragon yet. I'm just gonna worry about coloring the fire. This is a white colored pencil. If you have a white colored pencil, awesome. If you don't worry about it. Just leave your page white, okay? But I'm going to draw white and I'm going to scribble it all around the middle of this fire, right where it meets the mouth, just in the middle of it, and just bring it out. That's it. You can't even see it. It's invisible. Now I'm going to take my light blue and just around the very, very edges of that white, I'm going to put a teeny touch of my light blue. Okay. Now I'm going to take my yellow. Now, yellow's going to get a good workout today. Yellow's coming in. And yellow's going to go all the way down the middle. I'm not going to go some of these tongues of flame. I'm going to leave empty. And then some of the motion lines, I want to fade my yellow into the white. Okay. So that the part right here in the mouth is still going to be white, white, white. And then all around it, I'm going to put this yellow, and I'm going to make my little streaky lines. I'm going to leave some of the lines blank and just kind of keep going with yellow all the way down. There we go. Maybe a little bit down here. Why not? Maybe a little bit over here.
Because you need to leave room for other colors.
We do need to leave some room for other colors. Okay. So that's my first layer of color. White, right where it's coming out of the mouth. Faded yellow going into darker yellow around it. Okay. So here's my darker yellow, and it'll fade out. Fade it out. Okay, now, orange. My orange is going to be dark, and it's going to fade into my yellow. But in some spots, it's just going to be dark orange. I'm still going to leave, like, just randomly, just because I'm using kind of like a little scribble here. Some of the spots are still going to be white, like some of these little streaks for the movement. I'm going to leave white. Maybe some of the insides of some of these little tongues of flame, I'll leave white.
To look like it's really hot.
Generally, though, yeah, to look like it's just super hot and to give it like just some extra texture. But I'm going to make the outsides are going to be orange, fading in to a yellow in the middle. Okay. Because as the fire gets away from that central stream, it's not going to be quite as ferociously hot. It'll still burn you. Oh boy, will it. Did I ever tell you guys about the time I got burned up by a dragon fire?
Well, that would mean you'd be a robot.
Yep, that's why I'm all cybernetic parts. I had them install me with all good drawing parts that I could draw.
Did they leave out the doctor parts? Or did you have them install those too?
Oh yeah, I'm a doctor also.
He's not actually.
Totally a doctor.
No.
So some of these tongues of fire, we'll make them orange too. Now, bonus move, you come back with yellow and you go yellow back. You can deepen it, darken it in spots, and you go back over the orange. And you can go all the way out, and it's going to make the orange richer. It'll make your yellow richer. It just does great things for everything. But all these spots where it feels like a little bit thin, if you're like, hey, that doesn't look colorful enough, go back over with yellow, and it'll make all those orange spots just look absolutely.
More yellow.
Go over with more yellow and go over it and make it look nice and bright. All the orange will just brighten up. Please, still.
Sorry. I'm surprised. Ready is a lot yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, more. I'm still going to leave the inside white. And now I'm going to come in with this is the lighter of my two reds. Maybe a little bit of red just on the outside of that. Maybe some little red patches in here. Red patches over here. But as you go out, again, the darker the flame, the red flames will be the ones towards the outside. Mainly, the flame is going to be mainly orange and yellow. The red is going to be used very sparingly out here. Maybe I'll put a little bit in the tongue of that flame right there. Maybe a little bit here. Maybe a little streak. A little streak here and there. Maybe a tongue of flame out here will be red. Maybe this one gets to be red. But by keeping some of the parts white and by those motion lines, we really get a sense that this is like just a crazy burst of fire. Maybe even darker red way down here at the tip. Darker red at this tip. Maybe a little dark pool of red
What are you gonna
in
call
between
the
these.
real face of the dragon?
Maybe some here too.
Oh. I know what you're gonna color the like stretched out part gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Can I show this one?
Yes. And you may have seen that my colors went off the extreme edge of the page, and this one goes out to Phoenix. Phoenix, here it comes for you.
When I left you, I was but in the middle of the page. Now I am at the extreme edge of the page.
There you go. Oh, good times with extreme edges of the page. Okay, so here is
Can I color in a part?
Emmy, you'd like to color in a part? Yeah, you can color in a part.
And
I'm gonna get my black colored pencil now.
this part.
Yeah, that part's gonna be peachy colored. Good
Mhm.
move. So Emmy's just gonna color that in while I sharpen my black pencil up a little bit. Nice, thanks. Now what I'm gonna do with this black colored pencil, nothing makes fire look like fire, like darkness around it, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start away from the fire and go in real dark. This is gonna be kind of like when we did the torch for our little dungeon adventure scene for our dragon lurking in the shadows. I think you guys were here for that, okay?
I was.
I'm gonna start with my dark black. I'm gonna go all around my dragon. All around my dragon, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. Where did that song come from? How does everybody know All Around the Kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo? That's a weird song. I thought that was a song just from my childhood, but my kids know it. And I don't even remember playing it for them.
I do. I remember playing it.
Did I play it for you?
Yes, you did.
I probably played it for you because I was like, hey, this is a weird song. Don't you think this is a weird song?
It was in one of our albums, like Spin Spider Spin or something.
Gotcha. Well, there you go. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. That's how we roll. Okay, so I'm gonna go black, but I want to fade it. So now that I'm getting close to the fire, I'm fading, 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 fading. Not so dark. Not so dark next to that. Next to that raging fire. Okay. Do the same thing down here. Just gonna make it dark. Disappearing as we get close to the flames. Fading in as we get closer to the extreme edge of the page. I dare say, it would appear as though you have reached the extreme edge of the page.
I love how I was drawing that I do black in the fire.
Yeah, I think some black in the flames also would be really good. Just between you and me.
And
Okay.
everyone else watching.
Well, yeah, and everybody else that heard that. Got our blacks. We're going to fade the blacks in. Whoa, that jumped out at me there.
What did?
See how that part is like way darker than the rest of it? Just like
Wow.
a different angle of the pencil hit. Yep. Got real dark. That's okay. Fading out up here by my dragon.
It looks like it's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's lighting a humongous fire for himself.
Yeah, it's like probably just camping. I mean, it looks like a really scary picture, but this is just dragons camping. This is lighting the Memorial Day barbecue. That's all it is. It's just the way dragons do it. Just how it goes. I want to keep doing this. I'm going to bring in some dark blue. If I can find my dark blue over here. Excuse me, Emmy. I think that's dark green.
I think it's blue left
Yeah.
here.
That's not it. Here it is. Yeah. These pencils are getting short because I
Maybe
really
that's
like them.
black.
It looks black, but it's actually very dark blue.
Mhm.
So I'll take this dark blue and I'll come in here and I'm going to fade it
I need to use a black
out. But as I color it even very faintly over the black, it's going to show up. which I like. That's black.
Yeah, there's.
Here's my blue, coming in with blue all around the kitchen cockatoo. Come on, anybody in the chat? Anybody else all around the kitchen cockadoodle? Is that a weird thing just with our family?
Me.
Both generations? All my brothers know it. I have 3 brothers.
Tell them that your mom was the only girl in the family.
My mom was the only girl in the family.
And now you're the only boy in the family.
And now I'm the only boy in my family.
Except for the cat.
Except for the cat. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some red. And very faintly in the air outside of this fire, I'm going to take my red and I'm going to start to pull it into all of this other stuff out here.
Gonna make purple.
It will make it kind of purple, but it's also just going to make it look like the flame that is being spit out by this dragon is affecting the light all around it. And this red glow is getting into everything.
Oh, well, because the fire flame that they're camping out of is moving this way.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? Oh, God. See it? Did it again. Got to be really careful with the angle of your pencils or you're going to end up with something that you might not want. But now I've got like a little red glow coming off of my
Page.
Well, it's off the page, but it's also coming off of this fire that's burning. So I like that I can get this red in there to make it look like, oh yeah, it's not all dark out there anymore. Not once you start breathing fire everywhere.
Yeah, and when you're making a fire.
And when you're making campfires. Oh. Yeah. And I'm going to get a little bit of yellow. That little sound was Emmy hopping up into the driver's seat.
Saying.
That was me saying it, but that was me saying it because you were hopping up into a driver's seat. I'm going to put a little yellow out here. Turns a little green inside of that blue and the gray, but that's okay with me. I'm going to put a little orange out there too. Ah! Picked up brown on accident.
What if I just start coloring it? What the?
You know what this color looks like? Looks like the in the Billy Goat's Gruff that we have. This looks like the color of the troll.
Yeah.
I bet that's how they did it with a bunch of different colored pencils. All right.
Oh,
And now that we've got all of this dark on the page, this white spot becomes even more amazing. So I'm gonna we got some more minutes. I'm gonna keep going with Phoenix. You know all around the kitchen cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. That's great. That's good news. I thought we were the only ones.
But the colors reminded me of our smoothie we had yesterday.
Ooh.
The strawberry.
Oh yes, tropical treat smoothie. We had a tropical treat smoothie yesterday. We were downtown picking up a book from Copperfield's curbside and just had to get a smoothie because it was a warm day. It's going to be a warm day today.
We also had chocolate ice cream.
And then Emmy had some chocolate ice cream. It was just a day of treats. My main motivation for coloring this dragon, you guys, is to make that one white spot look even whiter. As long as this whole dragon is colored white, that white spot is not going to look white. It's going to look, no big deal. But if I put color everywhere on the page except for that one spot, oh, goodness gracious. It'll jump out. It'll just jump right out. It'll be so cool. Can I get that black for a sec? I missed a few little spots here. Just between the horns and then between the horn and the neck. Here we go. Now we're coming along. I've got that blue you know what? Let's give it, what color horns? Maybe like orangish horns. I want the red, the dragon to be reddish colored as well. So all of my little.
My favorite color is red.
It is?
It keeps on changing.
It does always change.
My favorite color used to be blue, and then it was green, and now it's red.
It's green and red now.
There's always going to be more than one favorite color. I don't know how people can have one favorite color. I am not good
Don't
with favorites.
miss that little part.
Thanks. I never have just one favorite color.
Yeah.
For a while, I had 3 favorite colors.
Black.
Yep,
Black and
black was
white.
one of them.
Black and black.
I'm going to take this red and I'm going to start going darker. All
My
this
favorite-
stuff behind the
also
head.
have favorite colors now.
Oh.
Black, green, and red.
Ooh. You should draw something that's black, green, and red and get all those colors all involved in the same
It
picture.
was red.
I'm going to do some big dark shadows underneath that big eyelid there. And
purple.
now here's a real fun trick you guys can do
And
with me.
purple.
We definitely know where the light's coming from in this picture. The light is coming from
The fire.
the fire. Yep.
So it's all going to be shining
So
in the face.
so when I draw my shadows here, all of my shadows,
It'll be under.
they'll be like,
Something.
because these are lip scales, there's going to be a deep shadow just underneath them on either side because the light from the fire would shine. This pencil lead is broken. This is going to make it look a little bit like lipstick. We may have made a mistake here, but I think it'll work.
He has lipstick on.
Looks a little bit lipsticky. Okay. But now there's going to be a deep, I could feel that happening.
I did what? Deep ah.
I could feel that the lead was already, hey, don't. All right. Let's see if we can shape that up a little bit. Nope. Try again. I think it was it Gabriel that had the idea? You like put them out in the sun and then they like melt and then you bring them inside to cool and they reform. That's the way to, if your pencils are breaking all the time, it's a way to fix them. That was cool to me.
I never tried it though.
All right. So because the light's coming from down here, I'm going to shade the top of this big eyebrow scale thing. Until it breaks again. Oh no.
I was having that problem.
Fiddlesticks.
It just kept breaking no matter how many times I sharpened it.
Yep. That's a bummer. I'm going to try it with a different color red. It's more of a rosy red, not the same. Too bad. But it's working. I appreciate that it's working. Okay. So all of my shadows are up high and trying to show that the light is coming from down here. And
You missed a spike.
I probably missed a lot of spikes. But I like how this white spot is definitely like white hot now. Maybe I'll get some brown to be some of my shadow. Ooh, not that color brown, but maybe this color brown.
Yeah, I'll try.
Let me try.
Mm.
Let me try.
Mm.
There, that's good. I'm gonna put this brown over my red to make it look like this part of the neck.
Oh, and my color is also brown. I have a lot of favorite colors now. My favorite colors are all the ones that you've been saying. Like green, purple.
Shadows on the horns there.
black.
I'm gonna get some more shadows playing back in up here to make. I just want to keep.
Red.
I really want you to think that the light is coming from that fire. I want to make every illusion that I can to convince you.
I don't think that's convincing anybody.
What?
Or
What
maybe
do you mean
it
it's
is,
not
who knows?
convincing anybody? Convincing everybody.
You said convince.
I did say convince.
Or
I'm
maybe
trying to
it's
convince.
convincing the dragon and everybody.
Maybe.
Well, it wouldn't
Putting
be
a little
convincing
row of
everybody.
shadows on the tops of all those little scales.
Now it
Put
looks
another
like,
row down here.
That white really pops out now.
yeah.
I just want the white to pop out, you guys. That's all I ever wanted. Let the record show. Putting some shadows on my little spikes. Trying to make the one spot that I leave non-shadowed the spot that would be facing the fire.
arm's shaking.
My arm is shaking because I'm moving it back and forth to color.
It sounds like you're scared.
I am terrified. Look at, we have a giant fire-breathing dragon right in front of us. Of course I'm scared. Why aren't you scared? You should be scared. Emmy, get scared.
Boo.
Yeah. All right.
Touch a flame. No, I want to touch the hardest part.
There we go.
Yeah,
I think
touching the
I'm
hardest
done.
part.
I've got the real brights just like I wanted, and I have enough of my shadows happening on the top edges of things to make it look like it's being lit from underneath. So there's my fire breathing dragon. Dun, 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 dun. Is that Linny? It's Linny. Guys, it's Linny Twitchell. Hi, Linny. We see you. Happy Memorial Day. What a sweet treat.
Hi.
And I think that's gonna be the, whoa, this thing keeps getting knocked around a little bit. That's it for the drawings today, y'all. I would call Jenny in here right now, but she's off hiking this morning, which is
hike.
which is, you may have noticed that I've had
I'm a hiker. I hike.
some close company today with our
Everywhere
dragon
I go, I
drawing.
hike. I'm a hiker and I hike.
Here we go. Got that a little bit darker. Okay, let's go back out to this camera. Wait, first let's do this. Let's play this. Oh, there we go. Hi, everybody. Puppet Gio Benedetti here. Thanks for, it's so hot. Ow. Ow, keep me out of there. Anyway, thanks everybody for having me draw a dragon today and for joining me. It was really fun. Got a little warm there for a second. And we'll be back tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning on this, the final regular week of Draw a Dragon. It's been a joy. And there he goes, flying away.
Flying away to outer space.
Flying away, Puppet Dragon.